Boxing is back with the IBO World Light Heavyweight Championship. Can Suarez take the belt? Or will one of Britain's brightest prospects, Lyndon Arthur, seize victory? Big Fight Live, Arthur versus Suarez. Friday at 10 on Channel 5.
Razaban IFL TV proudly sponsored by Everlast. With me, former world champion Liam Smith. Beefy. Liam, been a while. I haven't spoken to you. I know the boys have caught up with you over the last couple of weeks. How are things?
Yeah, good mate. Not all bad. Not bad. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Obviously, everyone's boxer announced a schedule. Everyone was hoping they'll announce your potential fight. I know there was dates touted in May and June. Just give us an update on kind of where we are and what you know.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know yet. I'm still up in the air. A lot of things are not agreed. My ends, and by all accounts, they're not agreed. Chris's ends. So, it's up in the air. And it's getting a little bit messy at the moment, but time will tell. Let's see what happens.
I know from your perspective, you're at that stage of your career now where you want the biggest fights that pay the biggest amount of money. He's activated the rematch clause. Other promoters are talking about other fights. So is there a deadline in your head to say that, well, you've activated it now and this is the deadline before you need to plan ahead?
That should be down to boxing. That should be like, that should be Benn and their team to do. I'm still a little bit unsure on what the dates are, but I'm gonna get my teeth into it now. And if it's past that date, then so be it. I'll move on. I've had my rest now. I'm back in the gym, and I'm looking for this rematch, or I'm looking for what's next for me and my career going forward. I'm not waiting around for Chris. Chris activated his rematch clause on the last day he could, and then we're yet to hear what's what. I know he's still trying to make the Conor Benn fight. So, I'm on my team to push Benn and that to see what's next for me, because I want to move on with my career. I'm sick of getting messed about, which I have been messed about, to be honest with you. And I'm done with that. I'm not a young kid. I've been in boxing a lot longer than a lot of these people, so I'm going to do what's right for me and my career, and I'm going to make a decision in a few days.
I think it's the WBO. They've obviously called the mandatory with Eubank as well. So if it's not Chris, is that a potential option, or is he just not the name that you want? No,
look, I'm not sure. If there was no rematch clause, I'd have fully jumped at the Eubank chance. It's a world title fight, but Eubank's fighting Stephen Butler now. I'm not sure what's going to happen with my mandatory situation. But like I said, we'll see, and it will be confirmed and finalised before the end of next week, because I'm not sitting waiting around for other people to make decisions for me. You know what I mean? Chris has activated his rematch clause, but still trying to fight Conor Benn. I'm going to lose out on the Eubank fight by the looks of it, and I'm sick of it, mate. So I'll make my own decision next.
I know your performance was devastating on that particular night back in January.
I tell other people that.
But a lot of people said that Chris maybe isn't a 160 fighter. Now, from your perspective, the fact that they're talking about a Conor Benn fight, again, Chris said he won't fight less than 160. Is he even a 160 fighter in your opinion?
Yeah, he is. He's not big enough for 168. I think his only fight at 168, I think he beat Avni Yildirim and Art Abraham, who was his finished. So, if Chris is not a 160, there was not. I'm not a 160, so I don't know. With the comparisons, I'm not a 160. There was not it weren't like a 154 fighting a 168 when we met. He's a 160. His whole career's been at 160, and he hasn't put no more muscle on than he was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He's a 160. All that weight, all the weight things, just a load of bollocks. They're just everybody's looking for the excuse for why Chris was knocked out. The weight's a load of shite. He's a 160, and I fought him at 160, not 159, not 158. I fought Chris's weight, championship weight. You know what I mean? Nothing else. And everyone can keep trying to make excuses for him and try and make excuses for my win, but they're all irrelevant.
If a rematch does happen, I can't even use the word clinical, because it was clinical in January, but is it the same result and it's easy for you?
Yeah, look, I said I was confident beforehand, and everyone laughed. I got asked questions, do you think you can hurt Chris? I said, of course I can. Don't be fooled that Chris can't be hurt. Everybody laughed again, and then all of a sudden I've done what I said could happen. That did happen. So I've done it before, I'll do it again. I'm confident I can knock this out again, and he knows I hurt in the body, and he knows I can hurt in the head now. So I think he's got a lot of demons in to go into the rematch, and probably why he's trying to make the Conor Benn fight. But again, the rematch happens, I'm confident I'll stop Chris again.
I'm sure you watched the, I'm not sure if you did, but the talk sport between Simon Jordan and Eddie Hearn. One of the things that Simon said to Eddie was that, how can you even think about a fight for Conor Benn when he hasn't been cleared? Eddie says, I believe him, and obviously that's not enough for everybody. It's not enough to say, I believe someone. He needs to be cleared by the board. Very clear and very obvious. But in your mind, do you think it's a crazy decision to get Conor Benn out and fight him without him being cleared, and also fight someone like Chris Eubank Jr.? Is it literally a money grab?
Yeah, it is. Like I said, look, it's hard. Eddie's probably got a little bit rose-tinted glasses on because of his loyalty to Conor. He's been a close family friend to Conor for a number of years. So I think if Conor's saying, and Conor's attitude and demeanour, if he's probably doing that to you and getting upset to you, you probably do believe him. Eddie's probably sitting behind, away from the cameras, talking to him. And if Conor's telling him he's innocent, then Eddie's probably going to believe him. So, in that sense, I can see why Eddie's doing what he's doing. But from the outside looking in, you failed 2 drug tests, mate. How can you fight without clearing your name? None of the WBC drama, they've cleared you. They haven't cleared you, they've let you fight, they haven't said you're innocent. So Piers Morgan nailed him a little bit. If you're innocent, why don't you give it to the board? Let the British Boxing Board clear you. But until it's all out, so I think he should fight now to a fuck. But again, money speaks louder than anything else.
Another man that's announced that he'll come out of retirement is Brook. I know you tried to make that fight a while ago, didn't happen, he retired. I know he said that he comes out for Conor Benn, but if Conor Benn goes Chris Eubank Jr. route, are you interested in Brook maybe? Yeah,
Cal's a massive name, he always has been. It was spoke about when we were both champions, when we sparred back then, and it's always been spoke about a little bit. When the names pop up, they get linked. It is a bit of a possibility now, so I'd welcome that fight with open arms, and I'm pretty sure Cal will. But if it's not me and Chris, or me and Conor, or Conor and Chris, I'm sure any of them names with Cal Brook's a massive fight, especially in this country. So that's a fight I'll welcome. But again, a lot of it now has got to be on my terms a little bit more. I'm sick of being, the B-sides. As you say, I was the B-side last time, and I'm trying to be treated like the B-side this time too, and it's not happening.
Liam, for you now, is it all about, like I said, you just want big fights? You're not interested in keep warm fights or fighting not journeymen, but fighters that are coming across and doing well. You just want the big money fights? Yeah,
of course. I'm 34. I've been world champion. I've been in pay-per-view fights. I've been in the biggest fights possible. I want the fight that gets me up in the morning, gets the fear in my belly at 34 years of age. I've been pro 15 years. It's hard to get fear now. You know what I mean? And that it's hard to get nerves now. So I need the fight that get me right in the mood. And you seen me demeanour for the Chris fight last time. That did, and I need fights along the lines of that again. Yeah.
Fury Usyk, I've got to ask you, this is boxing. Dana White spoke about this the other week, where he said that I want to come into boxing, and one thing I will try to do is make those big fights. Looks like the fight isn't happening. How disappointing is it for boxing and all the fans?
I'm still one of them who think it's going to happen to me. But if it doesn't happen, it's a shame. It's crazy, it's stupid that fight's not happening. How close they seem to have been. And like I said before, money's larger than everything else, and it's just a shame that's probably not going to happen because of money and whatever else it may be. But I hope it happens, because I say we need the undisputed champion.
Let me go after you. Obviously, last week I saw Joshua Boatzy. He's obviously jumped ship, left Matchroom. Lawrence Okoli fights this Saturday, jumped ship. We've got Chris Smith fighting in a stadium end of May. He kind of jumped ship. Yourself was with Matchroom as well. What was kind of your understanding and reasoning for jumping, and why do you think other fighters are doing it?
Look, I don't know. That's them and their deals, really. I jumped because the Chris Eubank fight was spoke about. It was a fight I wanted. It was a fight I got. I delivered everything I said I would do. And it was the right deal for me at that time. So, I made the move. Other people will tell you different. Other people are tied into longer deals. Mine's a little bit up in the air at the moment. The way I'm kind of trying to be treated over it. But time will tell. It's going to be interesting in the next couple of weeks.
DAZN are now on Sky. I asked Ben Shalom, how much of a challenge is it going to be, because they're on Sky, and his response was, well, you get adult channels on Sky, you get Babe Station on Sky. It isn't going to really make a difference because we are the engine. Sky Sports is the engine.
Yeah, Sky Sports has always been the best. It's the bollocks to what it is. Like I said before, the average man sitting on the street, you're lying on the couch, you press 401 and you go to the sport channels, and that's how you get the views. DAZN is great for what it is, but the casuals see you on Sky Sports, you know what I mean? And the boxing fans know what the DAZN app is, so it's great for DAZN to be on Sky now too. It makes it a lot easier for people than going on apps on the telly. I just think, like I say, it's good that they're on Sky, because regardless of anything, I'm going to be in boxing for a long time after I retire myself, and I want what's best for boxing, and if that's the case, then good for everyone.
Just finally, so your ideal opponent is the rematch with Junior, or is it somebody else?
Anyone, mate, anyone. I'm not like I said before, I'm not bothered. It was kind of looked like I was chasing whatever, but I'm not bothered. Just give me a big fight, and again, I'll beat whoever's in front of me, which I've always said I'd do, and I seem to have always done, especially on these shows. I've never lost to a Brit, and I fully stand by. I won't lose to a Brit.
Liam, appreciate a little bit of your time, and we'll catch up with you hopefully on Saturday night.
Nice one, mate. Thank you.
Liam Smith, IFL TV, thank you very much.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt rings.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,